Students, we'll go with the next module, that is last module of M4 syllabus, module number 5, joint probability. In the previous that is probability distribution, module number 3, we have studied with random variable. What do we mean by random variable? And in the random variable we have studied with the two random variables, that is discrete random variable and continuous random variable. Now in this chapter what we are going to study is, we are going to study with the now two or more random variables. Now we are going to generalize for the random variables. So in this now we have to understand what do I mean by joint distribution. The distribution associated with the two random variables is referred to as joint distribution. So now we are going to talk for combination of two random variables. So that combination is said to be what? Joint distribution. Now before next to start, what is joint probability and when are you going to say that it is a joint distribution, we will discuss now. So if capital X and capital Y are two discrete random variables, then the joint probability function of capital X and capital Y, now both we are going to talk now, X and Y, is given by P of X equals, that is capital X equals to small x, comma capital Y is equals to small y, is equals to F of X comma Y. Means the combination of X equals to capital X equals to small x and capital Y is equals to small y, we write this as F of X comma Y. This F of X comma Y, if it satisfies the two conditions, that is greater than or equals to 0 and the summation F of X Y. Now here comes double summations because we are having two variables here. So double summation of F of X Y, if it comes answer equals to 1, then we are going to say that it is a joint distribution. So the second condition means the sum of all the values of X and Y is equal to 1. So to write for the joint distribution, if suppose capital X takes these values x1, x2, so on till xm. What are these? These are the real values assigned to the random variable capital X. Similarly, y1, y2, y3, so on till yn are the real values assigned to the random variable capital Y. Then P of X comma X is equals to xi, comma capital Y is equals to yj can be given as equals to F of xi comma yj, which is denoted as Jij. This is known as joint probability. This is known as what? Joint probability density function. Here F is the joint probability density function. Now F means nothing but Jij of X and Y. And the set of values of the functions F of xi yj is equals to Jij. For I is equals to 1, 2, so on till m, and j is equals to 1, 2, so on till n is called the joint probability distribution of X and Y. So to draw for the joint probability distribution, we have to draw this way the table in which you will be dividing this column in X and Y terms, where this row wise in the top of this row will be written as y1, y2, y3, so on, yn and sum. When we are talking here vertically, this will become x1, x2, x3, so on, xm till sum. The product of x1 and y1 will become j11, means this cell will represent j11. This is first row, first column. This is first row, second column, so j12. Then first row, third column. This notation means first row, third column. Next, first row, fourth column. Like that, first row, nth column. Then next, second row, first column. Second row, second column, second row, third column, so on from second row, nth column. Likewise, we are preparing for the table. Now, what do I mean by sums I have written over here? Sums means you have to add all these joint probabilities, that is J11, J12, J13, so on till J1n, which is nothing but our F of X1. Means it is the summation of all the first row elements, F of X1. Similarly, when we take the summation of second row, that will denote it as F of X2. This is horizontally. Vertically means addition of all the columns, that is all the elements in this first column will give you a G of Y1. Second column it will become G of Y2 and so on. So whenever you are getting this, the column that is sum column in both, that is sum of f of x and sum of g of y, the sums must be equivalent to 1. Means this, when we add this, we have to get equals to 1. When we add this, we have to get equals to 1. So if you get the answer 1, means second condition is satisfied, and it is said to be what? Joint probability distribution of x and y. So to start with further, when we understand this concept, so now we have to go with the what do I mean by marginal probability distribution. In the joint probability distribution table, f of x1, f of x2, so on, f of xm, that is the last column in the table, represent the sum of all the entries in the first row, second row, mth row. Means f of x1 is the, I said, addition of first row elements. F of x2 will be the addition of second row elements. Likewise, xm will be the addition of the mth row elements. Next, and elements can be said as entries. Similarly, g of y1, g of y2, all these are the sum of all the entries in the first column, second column, and so on. Now, what do I mean by that? I have written over here. F of x1 is equals to j11 plus j12 plus j13 means what? Now here, when I have written here this will become j11 plus j12 plus j13 plus so on to the last column. That will be your f of x1. F of x2 will be j21 plus j22 plus j23 and so on of f of x2. So like this it will be, and same way like this, column wise. So these are known as what? The marginal probability distributions. So the sets of f of x1, f of x2, f of so on, f of xm and g of y1, g of y2 so on are called the marginal probability distributions of capital X and capital Y. Since these values are from the margins of the table, the word marginal is being used. If you observe, last column and last row are the f of x values and g of y values, and they are in the last column, so that is margin side, so they are said to be marginal. They are said to be what? Marginal. Okay, next. So I said now addition of all the f of values will be equivalent to 1, and addition of all g of will be equals to 1, which is equivalently written as summation, double summation f of xi yj, that is I varying from 1 to m, I j varying from 1 to n, means till mth row, this is nth column. That can be written as this f of xi yj. I said you can write it as what? Jij is equals to 1. Next, to understand most important concept is independent random variable. When are you going to say it is an independent random variable? So the discrete random variable capital X and capital Y are said to be independent random variables if probability of capital X equals to small x, comma capital Y is equals to small y is equivalent to P of capital X equals to small x into P of capital Y equals to small y. Now P of capital X equals to xi means it will become f of xi, isn't it? P of y is equals to yi means it will become g of yj. So when you take the product of this, you have to get jij. Okay, so that is what the meaning with. So we'll see it in the problems. You'll understand very nicely this. Okay, so independent word, you have to know what do I mean by independent word. That is, if two coins are tossed, in one coin coming of a head is independent of coming of a tail in the other coin. So that those events are said to be what? Independent variables. Okay, independent events. Now capital X and capital Y are independent if each entry jij in the table is equal to the product of its marginal entries. Otherwise X and Y are said to be dependent. So to further to go to for the problems, we should know what is expectation, variance, covariance and correlation. Now expectation means we are going to consider as mean, and you have already seen mean and all. Now here there are some different formulae, so we'll go one by one. So if capital X is a discrete random variable taking values x1, x2 so on, xm, having the probability function f of x, then expectation of x denoted by e of x or mu x Mu x is also known as what? Expectation of x is given by what formula? Mu x is equals to E of x, that is equals to summation x into f of x. That is the formula for mean only, right? But it is mu x means it is x into f of x with summation. So if they are talking for mu of y means it is E of y is equals to summation y into g of y. Okay, that is nothing, that is if you take in place of I, it will be j only. Next, the variance of capital X denoted by V of x is given by, same the formula what we had taken in the discrete probability distribution, that is summation x minus mu the whole square into, it was p of x, here it is f of x. So this can be also termed as E of x minus mu the whole square. If I want standard deviation, sigma x will become root of variance, that already we have seen. Next, if capital X and capital Y are two discrete random variables having the joint probability function f of x, then now exactly what these are the formulas which are required in the problems. Okay, so expectation of x and y are given by, when you are asked to calculate expectation of x and y separately, that time you have to use the formula mu x is equals to E of x is equals to summation double summation x into f of x xy, which can be directly taken as summation x into f of x to calculate the expectation of x. To calculate the expectation of y directly, you can take summation y into g of y. Therefore, summation E of xy will become what? Product of these two. But summation will be 1. X into y into jij. That values will be taken from the table. Okay. So, you will better understand in the problem when we are solving. So, I will be listing you with the important formulae. We can do it through that. Only those formulas are sufficient to be known. Next, covariance of capital X and capital Y. So covariance of capital X and capital Y is defined as summation, double summation of x minus mu x into y minus mu y into jij, which can be concluded as E of x minus mu x into y minus mu y. Okay, so easy formula to remember. This is an important formula. Equivalently, we have covariance of x comma y is equals to xi yj jij minus mu x into mu y. So directly you can remember this formula, E of xy minus mu x mu y. Correlation of x and y will be given as, correlation is denoted as rho, and its formula is given by covariance of xy upon sigma x into sigma y. I showed you how to calculate that sigma x and sigma y. Using those formulae we can calculate for correlation. Okay, so if covariance is 0, naturally correlation is also 0, because if this is 0, 0 divided by anything is 0. Then if x and y are independent random variables, then E of x comma xy will become ex into ey. When they are independent, we have to take the product of these two. Okay, next. So to start, I have stated some this I said formulae, so you can go through that. These are the important formulae which you have to go through this for the problems. This much formulas are sufficient in this concept, that is joint probability, that is discrete joint probability. If you take by heart this formulae and solve for the problems, you will get your answers. Thank you.